What if I told you that one of the richest people in the world got there by turning down a $3 billion offer from Mark Zuckerberg? Sounds insane, right? But that's exactly what Evan Spiegel, the co-founder of Snapchat, did. This is the story of a guy who saw the future of social media, bet everything on his vision, and built an empire from an idea that everyone else thought was a joke. How did a privileged kid from LA become a self-made billionaire before he even turned 30? Let's find out. Evan Spiegel was born in 1990 in Los Angeles, California. He grew up in a world far from the typical startup garage story. His parents were both successful lawyers, and he lived a comfortable, even luxurious life in Pacific Palisades, one of LA's wealthiest neighborhoods. He went to Crossroads, a private school known for its artsy, creative environment attended by the children of Hollywood's elite. From a young age, Evan was surrounded by opportunity. He had a passion for design and technology, even building his own computer in high school and interning with Red Bull. His journey into the tech world really began at Stanford University, where he studied product design. This wasn't just about classes for him. Stanford is the beating heart of Silicon Valley, and Evan soaked it all in. He hung out at the Kappa Sigma fraternity house, which was more like an incubator for future tech founders than your average college frat. It was here that he met his future Snapchat co-founders, Bobby Murphy and Reggie Brown. The origin story of Snapchat is legendary. In 2011, during a product design class, Reggie Brown had a simple but revolutionary idea. He walked up to Evan and said, "I wish there was a way to send photos that disappear." He was thinking about a time he regretted sending a certain photo. Evan immediately lit up. He saw the genius in it. In a world where every digital footprint was permanent, the idea of ephemeral or disappearing content was liberating. It was a way to communicate visually without the pressure of creating a perfect, permanent record. The two brought in Bobby Murphy, who was a coding prodigy, to build the app. The initial version was called Peekaboo. They worked relentlessly out of Evan's dad's house that summer. The launch, however, was a total flop. Nobody got it. Their friends thought it was just a sexting app. At one point, they had less than 100 users. It was a frustrating and demoralizing start. Reggie Brown eventually had a falling out with Evan and Bobby and was pushed out of the company, a move that would later lead to a major lawsuit. But Evan and Bobby didn't give up. They rebranded Peekaboo to Snapchat, tweaked the design, and kept pushing. The turning point came from an unexpected place: high schoolers. Evan's mom told him about her niece, who loved the app because her parents couldn't see the photos she was sending. They realized their target audience wasn't college students, but teenagers. High schoolers understood the appeal of private, fleeting moments. They started marketing the app to high schools in Los Angeles, and it spread like wildfire. Kids loved the playful, low-pressure way of sharing their daily lives. By 2012, Snapchat was exploding. Users were sending millions of snaps a day. The growth was astronomical. This is when the big players started to notice. In 2013, Mark Zuckerberg, the king of social media, came knocking. He saw the threat Snapchat posed to Facebook and Instagram. He flew out to meet Evan and offered to buy Snapchat for a staggering $3 billion. Evan was only 23 years old. Most people would have taken the money and run, but Evan said no. He turned down $3 billion. Why? Because he believed Snapchat was more than just a feature. It was a fundamental shift in how people communicate. He wasn't interested in a quick payday. He wanted to build something lasting, something that would change the world on his own terms. He believed in his vision for a camera-centric social network, a stark contrast to Facebook's text and link-heavy feed. People in Silicon Valley thought he was crazy, arrogant, and foolish, but he stood his ground. This bold move defined Evan Spiegel. It showed he was a true visionary, not just an opportunist. He continued to innovate, introducing features that are now standard across all social media. Remember stories? That was Snapchat. The 24-hour collection of photos and videos that disappear? That was Evan's idea to let people share their day without spamming their friends. Instagram famously copied it, and Mark Zuckerberg even admitted it, but Snapchat did it first. They also pioneered augmented reality with lenses, the fun filters that turn you into a dog or give you a flower crown. They made AR mainstream. In 2017, the company, now called Snap Inc., went public. The IPO made Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy instant billionaires. At 26, Evan became one of the youngest public company CEOs ever, but the journey wasn't always smooth. After the IPO, the company faced intense competition from Instagram, user growth stalled, and the stock price plummeted. They launched a controversial app redesign that users hated. The media and Wall Street wrote them off again, calling Snapchat a one-trick pony. But once again, Evan proved them wrong. He stayed focused, weathered the storm, and led the company through a difficult turnaround. He doubled down on what made Snapchat unique, a focus on close friends, playfulness, and cutting-edge augmented reality. He wasn't trying to be another Facebook. He was building a different kind of platform, one that he called camera first. He understood that the smartphone camera wasn't just for taking pictures. It was becoming the new starting point for communication and computing. Today, Snapchat is thriving with hundreds of millions of daily active users around the globe. It's a powerhouse in the creator economy and a leader in augmented reality technology. Evan's vision has been completely validated. He's not just a tech CEO. He's a product genius with an incredible eye for design and user experience. Often compared to a young Steve Jobs, he's known for his hands-on approach, obsessing over every detail of the app. Beyond the business, Evan Spiegel's personal life is also the stuff of headlines. He's married to supermodel Miranda Kerr, and they are a prominent power couple, balancing a massive tech empire with family life. Despite his wealth and fame, he remains a relatively private person, focused on his work and his family. So what can we learn from Evan Spiegel's incredible journey? First, have a strong vision and stick to it, even when everyone tells you you're wrong. Turning down $3 billion from Facebook wasn't arrogance. It was conviction. Second, understand your audience. Snapchat's success came from realizing who their product was really for, young people who craved a different way to connect. And third, never stop innovating. From disappearing messages to stories to AR lenses, Evan has consistently stayed one step ahead of the curve, redefining what a social media platform can be. The story of Evan Spiegel is a masterclass in modern entrepreneurship. It's a story of seeing the future, taking massive risks, and having the courage to build something truly new. From a failed app called Peekaboo to a global tech giant, he's shown the world the power of a simple, disappearing idea.